What started as a routine traffic stop would quickly turn into something far more serious. As the officer approached the vehicle, he noticed the driver repeatedly reaching toward the center console. At first, it didn't seem like much, but moments later, officers would discover something inside the vehicle that completely changed the situation. Late one evening in Port Orange, officers with the Port Orange Police Department were conducting routine patrol. Just after midnight, an officer noticed a sedan drifting slightly over the center line before quickly correcting itself. Concerned that the driver might be impaired, the officer initiated a traffic stop. The vehicle slowly pulled into a nearby gas station parking lot. At this point, nothing about the stop appeared unusual, but the officer was about to notice something that would change everything. Bodycam footage shows the officer approaching the driver's side window. Inside the car were two occupants. The driver appeared calm and cooperative as the officer explained the reason for the stop. When asked for his license and registration, the driver quickly reached toward the center console. Then he did it again and again. The officer immediately noticed the repeated movement. While nervous behavior during traffic stops is common, officers are trained to watch for movements toward hidden areas inside a vehicle, because sometimes those movements mean someone is trying to hide something. But the officer still didn't know exactly what. As the conversation continued, the officer asked the driver where he was coming from. The driver hesitated. Then he gave a vague answer about visiting a friend. Moments later, he changed his story. Meanwhile, the passenger remained unusually quiet, staring straight ahead. Then the officer noticed something else. A faint odor coming from inside the vehicle. It smelled like marijuana. That detail alone was enough to justify further investigation. But the officer hadn't yet noticed the most important clue sitting inside the car. The officer asked the driver to step out of the vehicle. Bodycam footage shows the driver hesitating for a brief moment before slowly opening the door. As he stepped out, another patrol unit arrived to assist. While speaking with the driver near the rear of the car, officers began observing the interior of the vehicle. That's when one officer noticed something unusual. A partially open backpack sitting on the floor behind the passenger seat. Inside the bag were several small plastic packages, and they didn't appear to contain anything legal. But officers still had no idea how serious the situation was about to become. Officers informed the driver they would be conducting a search of the vehicle. Almost immediately, the driver's behavior changed. His voice became tense. His hands started shaking. Inside the backpack, officers discovered multiple sealed plastic bags containing a white powdery substance. Further searching revealed digital scales and additional packaging materials hidden inside the center console. Investigators suspected the substances were illegal narcotics, but the discovery didn't stop there. While checking underneath the driver's seat, an officer located a loaded handgun. Now, the situation had escalated far beyond a simple traffic violation. As officers continued their investigation, they ran the driver's information through dispatch. Seconds later, the radio returned with unexpected information. The driver already had a prior record involving narcotics offenses, and investigators now believe the drugs inside the vehicle may have been intended for distribution. But the situation was about to escalate even further. When officers informed the driver he was being detained, his demeanor changed instantly. At first, he appeared to cooperate, but as officers attempted to place him in handcuffs, the suspect suddenly pulled away. Bodycam footage shows officers quickly restraining him as he attempted to resist. Within seconds, officers brought the suspect under control and secured him in handcuffs. The passenger was also detained while officers completed the search of the vehicle. What began as a routine traffic stop had now turned into a major drug and weapons arrest. According to investigators, officers recovered multiple packages of illegal narcotics, digital scales, cash, and a loaded firearm from inside the vehicle. Authorities later stated that the amount of drugs recovered was consistent with distribution rather than personal use. The driver was transported to the local detention facility and charged with multiple offenses, including drug possession and firearm-related violations. But investigators soon discovered something even more concerning. After reviewing the suspect's history, authorities discovered he had been connected to previous drug investigations in the area. Investigators now believe this traffic stop may have disrupted a much larger operation, all because of one small mistake during a routine traffic stop. Routine calls are documented every day. Most are closed and filed. Some change everything. If you value evidence over assumptions and procedure over speculation, subscribe to Incident Uncovered and enable notifications. New episodes examine real investigative processes step by step, so you can see how routine encounters become documented discoveries. Until the next case is reviewed, stay observant.